Look at me carefully. I am 90 years old, and one of the most important lessons my long life has taught me, one I wish someone had whispered in my ear when I was 20, is this: show me your friends, and I will show you your future. Not your plans, not your ambitions, not your degree or your talent or the fire burning in your chest. Your friends, the people you sit with, laugh with, confide in, and allow into the most private corners of your life. They will shape you more powerfully than any decision you ever make alone. That is not a threat. That is simply the truth. Now I have lived long enough to know that this truth cuts both ways. Two good heads are better than one. When you surround yourself with people who are building, who are honest with you even when it hurts, who challenge your thinking and lift your standards, you become something greater than you ever could have become alone. Iron sharpens iron, and the right friends will sharpen you every single day, but the wrong ones will dull you slowly, so slowly you will not even notice it happening, until one day you look up and wonder where your dreams went. Let me tell you about two men I knew. Their names were David and Marcus. I met them both as young men, full of promise, full of life. David and Marcus were best friends, inseparable from the time they were boys. But as the years passed, their paths quietly divided, not because of fate, not because of circumstance, because of the company they chose to keep. Marcus surrounded himself with men who were comfortable, men who mocked ambition, who laughed at anyone who dared to dream too loudly, who spent their evenings complaining about the world and their mornings doing nothing to change it. Marcus loved these men. They were warm, they were familiar, and they never made him uncomfortable. And that was exactly the problem. Comfort is a beautiful cage, and Marcus never left it. He swallowed his dreams. He shrank himself to fit the room, and by the time he was 50, he had become a smaller version of the man he was born to be. David made a different choice. He was not born with better talent than Marcus. He was not luckier. But David chose his inner circle deliberately, like a gardener tending to a precious patch of earth. He found people who were honest with him, even brutally so, people who were going somewhere and expected him to come along. When David shared a dream, his friends did not laugh. They asked, "What is your plan? What do you need? How can I help?" David is 87 years old today. He built a life of meaning, not without pain, not without failure, but with the momentum that only comes when the people around you believe in the same direction you are walking. The difference between Marcus and David was not intelligence. It was not luck. It was the table they chose to sit at. Now, I want to speak to you directly. I want to look you in the eye and say this clearly. Be careful. Be very, very careful about who you let into your inner circle. Not everyone who smiles at you is for you. Not everyone who calls you a friend is building you up. Some people will drain you quietly, taking your energy, your time, your vision, and give nothing of value in return. Some people, without even meaning to, will plant seeds of doubt in your mind that will grow like weeds in a garden and choke out everything good you were trying to grow. You must learn to audit your relationships the way a wise man audits his finances. Who in your life challenges you to be better? Who speaks truth to you, even when the truth is uncomfortable? Who celebrates your wins without jealousy? Whose advice leaves you feeling clearer, stronger, more grounded? And on the other side, who drains you every time you speak? Who subtly discourages your dreams? Who needs you to stay small so they do not have to feel challenged by your growth? Who fills your head with gossip, bitterness, and noise? The answers to those questions are a map of your future. Now some of you are thinking, but these are old friendships. These are people I grew up with. I cannot simply walk away. And I hear you. Loyalty is a virtue. History matters. You do not need to declare war on the people in your life who are not serving your growth. But you do need to be intentional about the weight you give them. Not every person in your life needs a seat at the table where your most important decisions are made. You can love someone and still limit their influence. You can wish someone well and still protect the direction of your life. Here's what I know after 90 years. Your environment is not passive. It is not neutral. It is alive, and it is always working on you. either lifting you or pulling you down. The conversations you are in are shaping your beliefs. The standards of the people around you are either raising or lowering your own. The dreams your friends chase or fail to chase are quietly telling your subconscious what is possible for you. So choose your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. And if right now, today, you cannot find that circle, then build it. Seek out people who are further along the road you want to walk. Read the words of those who have lived great lives. Sit in rooms where the conversation is bigger than your current mind. Put yourself in the company of those who make you feel that you are not doing enough, not in a way that breaks you down, but in a way that calls you upward. Two good heads are better than one, but one poisoned voice in your ear is more dangerous than any enemy outside your gates. Guard the gate of your mind, guard it with everything you have. You still have time to choose differently. You still have time to build a circle that reflects the life you were born to live. But please, do not sleepwalk into those choices. Be deliberate, be discerning, be willing to be a little lonely for a season if that is what it takes to wait for the right people to walk alongside you. At the end of your life, you will look back and see clearly that you were the average of the people you chose. Make sure that average is something you are proud of. Choose wisely, guard your circle, and build something that lasts.